Good afternoon, guys. So this is actually my first, well, my second day out. We're starting my second day out, but we're going to be starting the first vlog on the second day being out. I was gonna start the vlog yesterday, but things just kind of got chaotic and I was in such a time crunch that I couldn't really set up the camera. To make a long story short, I'm back in my normal truck. However, for the last couple weeks I was in a loaner truck because the company wanted to do some cost analysis as to what it would cost to continue to run this truck for the type of work that I do. And I made a few schedule changes, what have you, that allows me to stay in this truck. So this truck that I'm in is a Peterbilt 567 with a 13-speed manual, Cummins X15, I believe 505, 1850 torque, if I'm not mistaken. I'll have to double check the tag on the engine just to, for my own personal benefit. But it's not a bad truck. I mean, if you're gonna excuse the chaos up there, I haven't quite gotten that taken care of yet. Lower bunk is, well, it's better than what it was yesterday. And then we've got all this stuff down here ish area that we got to get taken care of, and then all my clothes got to go back into the sink. Kind of sort of see the messy cockpit area right there. Yeah, I don't like looking at that. It's we won't talk about that. So last night we did 3 deliveries. Ended up doing 3 in Wisconsin, and they were all loads or deliveries for ice cream, funny enough. So I don't quite know what I'm picking up for this, or I don't know what the commodity is for this next one, but I'm gonna pick that up. It's gonna pick up in Manitowoc, Wisconsin, and then bringing that back towards home. So that's gonna drop off in Byron Center, Michigan, and should be out there tonight to drop that off. It's not a terrible drive, but yeah. So first day on the vlog. I've done some test shots over the last couple weeks just to kind of sort of get used to the camera. This is a GoPro Hero 10. You know, I do have a head mount, so we'll get some, you know, solid POV shots so you guys will be able to see what it's like to drive a 13 speed. Hopefully you guys will get all the noises and whatnot too. It's pretty cool. That was uncalled for. That was just unset. It's too hot here to not have the truck running. It's 69 degrees today, but this truck has auto shut off, so it only idles for so long, but now it's a little bit quieter. Yeah, we'll get this going. This vlog will probably be a bit longer until I try to start, you know, narrowing some stuff down. I'm gonna have a lot of test shots that I gotta do. You know, we'll get some time lapses in. You know, I'm gonna try to keep customer privacy, you know, as much as I can. I don't want to, you know, get somebody, you know, get myself, God forbid, in trouble for, you know, accidentally, you know, giving some insight as to how a company works or how my company works. Obviously, you'll probably see my company name here and there, but I'm not going to advertise it until, you know, things get good with doing this, because I did have to ask permission. You know, and the last thing I want to do is set things off on the wrong foot. So, yeah, why don't you come along with me, and we'll be taking off here in probably about 3.5 hours, give or take. So yeah, we'll catch you guys here in a little bit. All right, guys. So we are now on the road. Luckily the guys over at that, or the switchers over at the customer where I stayed were were pretty nice, and they let me finish off the rest of my reset there for before I took off. So now we're heading up to Manitowoc, Wisconsin, to go grab a load up there and start making my way down and back over to Michigan, go to Byron Center, drop that off, grab another load. No, what do I want? I want, yeah, you know what, fine, well, I guess we'll stick with that. So, in this truck, I've got, like I said earlier, we've got 505 horsepower in this one with a 13 speed. I personally love this truck. I think the truck rides absolutely, like, I don't know, it's when I got into this truck, I didn't think it would be that much of a change from a 579, but the hood on this truck is just a little bit longer, ever so slightly. It's nothing crazy, but it's enough to really make a difference in ride quality. But yeah, so you can see here we got 13 speed, splitter. Now, well, of course, we'll ignore the fuel mileage right now because the fuel mileage is obviously all jacked up. I'll just reset that. But it's a really nice day outside. 66 degrees, kind of similar to what it was yesterday. Holy smokes. Yeah, these lights here are they're pretty long. But I guess since I got some time here to elaborate a little bit, most of the work that I do is reefer work. Every so often I do haul some dry vans here and there with, like, you know, water heaters, that type of thing. But mainly my work consists of reefer work, produce. I haul quite a bit of meat. If I'm going out to the East Coast, a lot of times my commodity coming back might be, you know, produce or fruit coming out of the port. So yeah, it's pretty all right. I like it. It's a lot better than hauling office furniture. You know, it's a little bit cooler of a commodity. You know, say you get to haul pork and turkey, and instead of, you know, Herman Miller chairs and seat cushions. pickup in Manitowoc. See if there we got about 2.5 miles till we take exit 149. However, we are going to try and pass this black car in front of us. He's going a bit slow. So they didn't give a full description as to what I'm picking up, but I've got a pretty good feeling that with it being at -10, it's probably going to be like assorted frozen foods or something like that. I do a lot of stuff like that. Kind of just like a big old lot pick of stuff. But yeah, so I figure since I've got the time right now, I'll go over like some of what I've got, like, you know, equipment wise, and then later on I'll probably end up going into more depth with what we've got. So my GPS is a Garmin Diesel OTR 1000, so it's a 10-inch GPS, and then the camera's not facing at the right angle, but I've also got the Garmin Diesel 200, so it's the dual ear cup style, and it's actually hanging on the mount above me, which comes in the box with a headset, which is really cool because it's got a little holder for one of the ear cups, and then it's also got a built-in like that padded head support, so you don't lose it. I had that problem with my Rand McNally where I lost that little side piece. Never found it, don't know what happened to it. I guess it went into the void. It went to purgatory. And CB wise, I've got a Uniden Bearcat 980, 990 SSB. And I just have a Cobra external speaker, like 3M taped to the plastic there, because I really don't want the company to have to drill into the plastic in order to mount it. And it's actually been pretty good. I haven't had very many issues with it, if at all. I've had it for a while. Ooh. All right. We got right-hand turn coming up here. Turn right onto Dewey Street. Yeah, I can't say I've ever been up this way before, or specifically been in Manitowoc. I think this is I've been around it quite a bit, but I don't think I've ever actually been to Manitowoc. So this is kind of a newer experience, but I like driving in Wisconsin because a lot of the more industrial roads are actually pretty well taken care of. Make a right. Find the gear eventually. It's not a bad little area. So, we're at the customer, right? And been working on making the video. The dock worker comes out and says, "Hey bud, you've got 3 pallets still in the back of your truck." When, "You sure about that?" And he's, yeah. So I get in there and there's 3 skids on there. I went through all my bills, checked all my bills. Nobody ever wrote any shortages or any overages. This is one of the moments in the job where you really contemplate everything. I just go, Now, how did that happen? How did 3 skids of ice cream make it undetected from Michigan all the way to Wisconsin? So, my team's working on it. Yeah, so my team's gonna end up working on it. I think we're gonna have a short night, get it sorted out in the morning, and then we'll go from there. So I'll keep you guys posted once we find a place to stop. Alright guys, so we are back on Interstate 43 and we're running this down to Milwaukee. So I'm not 100% sure what's going to happen with this load. From the sounds of it, the company might want us to bring it back to the customer. So I didn't really get a very long time to explain the situation. Excuse me. So basically what happened was I had a personal appointment that I had to have online today, and frankly I ran so late that I was so stinking tired, and the customer that I went to wanted to offload us with the doors closed, so they opened the doors from the inside of the building, close them back up. So I backed into the dock. They offloaded us, and you know, pretty easy, right? Pretty easy. Drove across, backed into a spot, punched out for the night. And, well, didn't even think to check the back because, you know, was expecting to be empty. Well, we get to Manitowoc and they open up the doors to the trailer on the inside of the building and said, hey, you know, you got 3 skids on there. I was like, that's not good. So what had happened was our customer put a 4th stop on there. And we had no paperwork for that 4th stop, so there was no record of there ever needing to be a 4th stop. So naturally everybody's, you know, everybody's confused, trying to figure out, you know, did we forget something at one of the stops? So, you know, I love the guys I work with. You know, they're very, very good about making sure that this type of stuff, you know, stays to a minimum. But ultimately, I think what we're going to do is, you know, I don't want to disclose the customer for, you know, fear of, you know, defamation, or to say that they're in, you know, an awful company, because they're really not an awful company, even in the slightest. They're very good. But again, kind of goes with the whole, I want to keep our customers safe, because this type of stuff does happen, and there's no sense in blasting it all over the internet that X company is awful. You know, obviously I never showed any of the paperwork for it because I don't want to. I prefer to just say this is the city, state that we're going to, and you get a little bit of an idea. Now, if there's a particular dock situation that I think might look cool, something like that, I don't mind doing that. But I really want to keep our customers protected, God forbid. So the customers I went to go pick up from were really, really nice. They offered to load us with as much as they could, so that way we could bring those 3 skids all the way down, deliver them, but then also make the full another full delivery too. Well, work didn't want to do that. That's fine. I'm not going to tell them one way or another, what to do. So it is what it is. This type of thing happens. That's why it's important to, be aware of your surroundings, be aware of what's going on around you. I probably could have done better, but by the time my head hit the pillow, I was so out. I was very, very tired last night. Last night was a bit of a rough night, making all those stops. So tonight we'll get, I'd say around 11 hours of sleep. Try to find some place. I'm not gonna get my hopes up on being able to stay at a pilot tonight. It's pretty late to stay at a pilot, but yeah, I figured, I'd take the time to try to explain what was going on with all that. It's not an ideal situation. It really sucks. It puts a lot of people in a little bit of a pickle. We did drive a good little ways to get up here. It wasn't crazy, but those 3 skids are completely you can't even tell that they're on the back. Especially when you're getting 8.5 miles to the gallon, almost 9 miles to the gallon out of the truck. That type of thing happens. Only thing we can do from here is just buckle down, move forward, pick it up tomorrow. Just do the best we can with what we've got, Good evening, guys. Well, we're done for the night. Decided to pull off and stop at a customer that we have out in Pleasant Prairie, Wisconsin. We wanted to get down to Milwaukee, but unfortunately there's only like 2 pilots in Milwaukee, and well, they kind of suck. There's not really a lot of space there, and I could see them from the freeway. There was just nothing. Unfortunately, it kind of sucks that we're in this position tonight. It's not ideal in any way, shape, or form. But yeah, we'll get this figured out in the morning. Probably be up around 7-ish or so to figure out what the game plan is with these 3 skids. Hopefully it'll work out. I mean, we get paid either way, but it's never an ideal system. It's never an ideal situation. You hate having stuff go wrong in the middle of the day. Especially when you could have been doing something way more productive than having to, start trying to drive yourself back. Yeah, it's just a big sigh. But, yeah, later on this week, I'll put up a separate video of, kind of like a truck tour once everything's a little bit cleaner. I'm trying to keep the video somewhat modest. Obviously, as most drivers know, the truck, especially on a busy day or on a bad day, does get a little bit chaotic. It gets a little bit trashed. But we're in sleeper berth right now. I've got majority of the footage edited, cut down. So the only thing I have to do is add in the last couple of clips here and get this video uploaded. So, closing out for the night, I want to thank you guys for sticking around, taking the time to watch my first video. Hopefully, you guys like it. You guys will stick around and get to see more of these crazy adventures, because I'll tell you what, you can't make this stuff up. But I want to thank you guys for watching. Have a good night, and we'll catch you tomorrow.